Ayo, Chiksua here. Today we're going to show you guys how to get over 9k score in the guild boss BELGIUS hell. So, very unfortunate. I already recorded the run and stuff, and unfortunately my mic was turned off and I didn't notice that, which means I actually have to make a voiceover for the run I had. But at least it was a one and done, so we will only have one run this time. So, first of all, just like last week, we're going to check the individual ranking. So, unfortunately my individual ranking is just top 10, and this is going to be eventually. I'm not 100% sure which is going to be the best team, but this seems to be the best team because it's pretty much outstanding. But I wanted to use my own team, which I came up with that was the first team I had in my mind when I saw, oh, we have the female mission, and the female mission is basically the most annoying mission. So basically this one, but also another thing, you don't have to do the female mission. You can just ignore the female mission and get all the 3 other missions done, and you are still able, or at least you should be able, to get over 9k without doing all 4 missions. So don't be like, oh, I don't have those units built, I don't have that unit built. You can just use, like, for example, King and stuff, and with King, thanks to the cleanse points and stuff, it's still a shit ton of points. Everyone is obviously on an HP defense build, because HP defense is going to be much more helpful, and you're going to get a lot of points at the end. Just very unfortunate about BELGIUS is we can't use heal cards, which means Shuna is just here for the damage mitigation. And I think it's not even that bad to actually have the damage mitigation, but you could also use, for example, a what it's called, Gerhard for the passive healing, or a Red Matrona for the passive healing. If you do use the Red Matrona, make sure that she has the Ludo link, because then you can actually burn the taunt in the first 2 turns, which is not a problem at all. This is going to be the artifact set we are going to use. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be the best artifact set, but I think getting the passive healing is not bad at all, and obviously HP food. So we're going to just show you guys the first what is called the first turn we are going to use, and then we're going to jump onto the run where we actually got over 9k, or you guys have seen the score, over 10k score. Okay, it's probably in the thumbnail as well, but yeah. So let's just see how this goes. So as I said at the beginning, using all females is not mandatory. So in the first turn we are basically going to burn cards. So in my opinion, burning card, this is going to be the best card to burn because we can't really use it. Burning this is okay. We're going to target here, so you can decide if you're going to target one of the hands, because you have to kill them, which means damaging before that isn't bad unless you have a 6/6 Emeya, because Emeya obviously does a lot of damage. And then we're going to burn this card as well, and there's no other card we can burn, because, and usually I move here. The reason why we basically or why the red Merlin is probably better is if we are going to shield, we're going to get frozen. So obviously this is just a example I will show you guys, that she will get frozen and she will take increased damage, which means don't do that, and rather move with the Emeya or with the Merlin is fine too, because we need to ult with Merlin twice, since there's the mission. Here she took a shit ton of damage. There's a mission that we have to use 2 Fated Link ults, and the only Fated Link ult we have is the Merlin ult, and also Ataxia is no problem. But in turn 2 we 100% want to freeze the left hand, and now we're going to jump onto turn 2 of the run we had. I would say the card was pretty fine. The only thing I don't really like is basically the instant merger into the freeze, because the main reason is in this turn, as I said earlier, we want to freeze no matter what, and we can't use the Emeya ult immediately anyway. So maybe it would have been better if I would have moved the Merlin card in the first turn, but here, as you can see, we're going to get both ults. As I said, the ult of Merlin is going to be the number 1 ult, since we have to ult with her twice, and now basically we decide, okay, which card should we move. Unfortunately, I moved in between. I should have actually moved it to the far left, because there's a potential merger, but we draw 2 ults anyway, so we don't really draw a card. But also very nice is that in turn 2 we basically had the 2 rupture cards already, which means we don't really need to draw another rupture card unless we get bad RNG that when the right side buffs that our Emeya gets attacked twice by one of those hands. But as you can see, they only have 1 card, which means it doesn't really matter. So they 100% not get frozen, which means now I'm not 100% sure what we should do, but in my opinion probably the best is going to be like burning the Merlin ult, and also obviously working on a different ult isn't bad as well. So we decided to just get this ult. I was debating if I should get the Rum ult or the Shuna ult, but the thing is, Rum ult we're getting anyway, since we're going to plan to use 2 Rum cards, and now we're going to basically just ult with Merlin, which is very, very nice because we actually get the 150k damage mark here, which is a big bonus point. So now basically the only problem in this run is going to be that we will lose some points, and you guys will see the reason why. So first of all, now obviously we have to do the rupture, because the rupture is the most important thing in order to basically get the X percentage we are going to get. And now we have to decide, okay, do we ult with Shuna first or do we ult with Emilia first? And unfortunately, obviously if Shuna would not kill the right side hand, killing or attacking with Shuna, the ult first is the #1 choice. But unfortunately the Shuna ult actually kills, which means if we would have used the Emilia ult immediately, that might have been a little bit better, especially now because he's going to draw the ult and we won't draw any drains, which is very unfortunate. So this right now is a very, very bad RNG. We're slowly losing a lot of health, and with the ult we will lose even more health, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. So now what we're going to do is basically we're going to stance cancel, because hey, that will be super helpful. Then we're going to also work a little bit on the ult of Merlin, because basically the ult of Merlin will be super helpful since we're going to get the we're going to get the mission done. And yeah, now we're going to basically move 2 times so that we guarantee, no matter of what card draw we're going to get, that we can actually draw the Merlin card. Maybe the stance cancel should have been kept, because the thing is we also want to deal a decent amount of damage, and stance cancel cards are actually our highest DPS cards if we don't have ults. So here the best would have been probably, or first of all we need to get the ult. And unfortunately I don't know if I mentioned that already, but because if our Merlin uses a shield, she gets frozen and takes increased damage. Oh yeah, we said that at the beginning, never mind, then I don't need to explain it again. Here I was deciding, okay, should I ult? But I decided to not ult because he probably lifesteals back, so we're going to just burn the freeze so that we can basically now hopefully kill in the next round. And that's the reason why I said maybe having the stance in this turn might have been a little bit better, because the stance cancel would have done a little bit more damage, but it is what it is. Now basically we have the 2 stance cancels and the ult. So the Merlin ult will no matter what deal the damage cap, and I was actually expecting that Ram would deal the damage cap as well, but unfortunately she doesn't do the damage cap. So it would have been best if we would have had used the Merlin ult, because this is 100% damage cap, and then the stance cancel, so that our Ram can actually deal the damage cap, because the damage cap is at 33% of his health. But unfortunately we did 10k less damage, which means now we actually miss in the damage we are needing. So yeah, if we would have eventually, I'm not 100% sure, but I do think if we would have done the damage cap with the Ram ult as well, we would have killed already. But it's still fine, because we are in turn 7 and we still finish within 8 turns, which is not a problem at all. So here you can see now basically what we're going to do is we're going to just attack. So we definitely do the rupture card. We can actually shield now, because the thing is after, or if when he dies, obviously it doesn't really matter anymore if she's going to be frozen, because she won't take more damage, which means we're going to actually use the 2-star, because the 2-star will give us a few points. And then basically if we're going to attack with the 2 cards, we're going to deal a decent amount of damage. Luckily we also do the 40k damage mark, because that is just some free points. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's how to get over 9k score or 10k score basically. And yeah, I really hope it was helpful. You enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much for tuning in, and peace out for now.